All right, y'all. Don't hate me. I know it's been a minute since I have been on this channel. And since it's been a minute, I decided to just bring y'all some cute shows that I've been watching because I feel like it's hard. It's always hard to find something that really knocks my wig off. So I say, you know what? Why not? Why not give y'all 4 shows that currently have my hair follicles just burnt off? You know what I mean? That currently have me gasping for air, that are currently dragging my wig across the floor. While we wait for House of Dragon to film and do what they need to do and all that shit. They filming now and shit. So let's get to the first one. So the first one is called Unicorn Warriors Eternal. It's a cartoon on HBO. So the synopsis, or Adult Swim or whatever. Synopsis is: in Unicorn Warriors Eternal, an evil force is looming across the dark, thick-aired streets of Industrial Revolution London when a group of heroes dubbed Unicorn are accidentally reawakened in the bodies of teenagers instead of adult hosts they've embodied in the past. Melinda, a powerful sorceress, Seng, a cosmic monk, Edred, a warrior elf. With distorted memories and their magical abilities weakened and fragmented, the trio must work together with help from their steam-powered robot Copernicus to unravel the mysteries of their pasts and present that will reveal their path to defeating a timeless threat. So, I mean, it sounds cool. It looks amazing. It just, for some reason, okay, let's talk about the first character, Emma Fairfax, the daughter of the wealthy Fairfax family and the current host of the Soul, Melinda, a powerful sorceress. However, due to the early reawakening of Melinda, Emma's personality has become the more dominant to the point of wanting her old life back. And she ends up losing control of her powers during any form of emotional outburst. So this character here reminds me of like Raven from Teen Titans, like her even the way her powers manifest, so cool. I think she's one of my favorites. I think she's my favorite one so far. Like, and because they are going through like reincarnation and all that stuff, you get to see them deal with identity crisis because like you're being reincarnated in the body of somebody who already has a life. So like that was really cool. Alfie is an orphan who lived in the remains of an abandoned school, and the current host of the Soul of Seng, with their eyes glowing and shit, a cosmic monk. Being reincarnated in a child has made the cosmic realm too much to comprehend, leaving him in a dreamlike stupor. Dimitri Dynamo, he's a street magician, but he's currently the host of Edred, an elf warrior. He is the one who retained most of his memories and power. And Copernicus, of course, is a steam-powered robot who was the one who brings these 3 souls together and made them reincarnate. So it's like, it's fun. The fight scenes are really fun. The powers are amazing. But like I said, the one who gives you Raven from Teen Titans vibes, like, she's my favorite because I mean those powers, she's emotional like me, so it's really fun. You should definitely check it out. Like I said, it's on HBO if you're looking for something, you know, really cute and fun to watch. Okay, this second one is called The Power, and there are some flaws in it. Like, there's some things I would take out, there's some things I would try to highlight even more, but it's like, it's a fun watch. It does take you for a little ride. So the synopsis: the world of The Power is our world, but for one twist of nature. Suddenly, and without warning, all teenage girls in the world develop the power to electrocute people at will. They just gain power over electricity. It's hereditary, it's inbuilt, and it can't be taken away from them. Coming alive to the thrill of pure power, the ability to hurt or even kill by releasing electrical jolts from their fingertips, they rapidly learn they can awaken the power in older women. Soon enough, nearly every woman in the world can do it, and then everything is different. So obviously, with the show named The Power, we're talking about power dynamics, we're talking about the patriarchy, we're talking about flipping it upside down, because if you give all women across the world the power like Azula, you know, like power to electrocute bitches, it's gonna change things up. Obviously, the way the powers manifest on screen is really cool, I will say. And I thought it was really interesting that they did not leave intersex people or trans people out of this conversation too, because at first, like the synopsis says, the power over electricity only comes suddenly out of nowhere, suddenly, to teenage girls. But then teenage girls, you know, it was quickly found out that they were able to give the power to older women. So, and then there's like this intersex character that also had it, and it was really, I was like, okay, that's cool. I liked that. I really liked that. And there was a trans character as well too. So I like that. I like that so much. Roxy is one of my favorite characters. She's so ruthless. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers or anything like that. Eve also is really cool. She's a black girl on the show. She's really cool. I love what she overcame, although she's basically heading in a direction that I'm not sure about. Like, I'm really not sure about it. There's a guy character, Tunde's character. I don't like him. There's a guy character that obviously the show was based off a book. They follow this character around, and it just seems to me like, I don't know why. I don't know if the show's trying to get us to like him or not, but it's just like this man in the middle of all these women's stories, and it seems like he's barging in on them or not respecting boundaries. I don't want to give away too much, but I really want to know, if y'all end up watching it, what y'all think of this Tunde character, because he pissed me off so fucking much. And all I gotta say, mama, and I don't want to spoil, like I said, I don't want to do too much and spoil it, but when you see this woman show up, pay attention. That's a baddie. You could already tell, but that's a baddie. And so, of course, because my ass is so violently homosexual, I live for girl power as, show, movie, anything. Especially you got intersex and trans people, you got queer people in there. So it's just like, I live for that. I live for a girl power moment. And this is what it's about. You get to see Toni Collette playing a mayor who's running for even bigger offices in government. She's kind of work obsessed. Her family's kind of fucked up. You get to see dynamics between men and women change once these women gain their electric powers. You see what that does to men and their egos. And if you think that these incels, these men are bad in the real world, imagine how terrible they would be if women across the globe got powers. Imagine how terrible they would be. Imagine how terrible the government would be. And that's the show right there, and season 1 is kind of setting I watched all of season 1. Season 1 set up everything really well, set up the characters really well, and brought us all to a finale. And season 2, I think, is going to take the story even further as the characters have finally connected at the end of season 1. So all the characters that we've seen the show have finally connected in season 1, or a lot of it. So definitely check that out. This next one here is called Silo. It's on Apple TV. Oh, okay. The previous one I talked about the powers on Amazon Prime. Okay. So Silo is on Apple TV. This one is also coming from book. I want to read you the synopsis here. In a toxic dystopian future where a community exists in a giant silo, hundreds of stories deep underground, 10,000 people live in a society full of regulations they believe are meant to protect them. So the premise is, hey, the world is fucked up. You can't go outside. Something's really fucked up outside. The environment's really fucked. So all 10,000 of us, and that's really how it starts. We don't know if there's more people or, we don't know what's going on. But we just know that there are 10,000 people who are living in this silo, hundreds of stories, okay? I mean, if you want to go from one floor to another, they talking about you got to pack a bag, okay? And spend maybe a half a day getting down them stairs and shit or more. So it's like a community that lives by really, really strict rules, because if outside is dystopian and you can't go outside and the situation and the environment is bleak, of course, these people saw strict rules as a way to protect the population in the silo. It is very cool to see how, it's a whole society in this silo, right? So the people at the top of the silo are like, they living in the light. They haven't. It's a little bit more pleasant than those who are living at the bottom, right? The people who are living at the bottom of the silo, the lower levels of the silo, are like the gritty workers who keeping everything together. For example, Rebecca Ferguson plays Juliet Nichols, who is an engineer who works on the generators in the lowest levels of the silo. So while, you might have the gritty workers down there, you might have the people who do lugging shit around, fixing generators and shit. in the lower levels, you got the posh ones, you got the prissy ones, the ones probably who was rich before at the very top, you know. So in this world, even in this world, society is still split up in a hierarchical nature, but it's just done a little differently. We all know just this ain't too much of a spoiler, but like I said before, you can't go outside because apparently outside is really fucked and you'll die out there without any kind of suit or anything. So it's so strict. Going outside is so forbidden that if you even say that you want to go outside, they put your ass outside. They put your ass outside, and whether you live or die, whatever. And they fully expect you to die, especially if the resources from the suit that they give you to go outside wears off, right? So that's a little bit of a spoiler, but it just gives you an idea of how dystopian this society is. But yeah, the main character, Juliet Nichols, is really the one who's in charge of making sure the generators, the power in this silo doesn't go out. Can you imagine if the power goes out with 10,000 people in this silo and the chaos that would definitely ensue? So check this out. Ain't got no powers or anything like that in it, but I would say check this one out. And then the last one, Mrs. Davis, I think this one is on Peacock. The synopsis reads: Sister Simone partners with her ex-boyfriend Wiley on a globe-spanning journey to destroy Mrs. Davis, a powerful artificial intelligence. This one kind of caught me off guard because I was expecting a different kind of tone, a more serious tone. And you know me, like comedy, I don't know, comedy gotta really be funny for me to go out of my way to watch that shit. So if I had known it was super comedic, I may not have watched it. Or it's not even that comedic, but it still has a lot of comedic elements. So I may not have watched it. But I'm glad that I did, because once I got used to the tone, I was like, okay, I see what it's trying to do. Now, there is an element of this that is based on Christian mythology. And if you know me, you know that I really don't want to hear no Christian bullshit in none of the media that I watch or anything like that. But how they handled, because I'm trying to say this without spoilers. I was trying to see how they were going to handle it, because bitch, I hope y'all ain't about to try to get me to worship no Sky Daddy. I hope that's not what was happening. But of course it wasn't, because it's sci-fi. It's sci-fi, so it wasn't. But the way that they used Christian mythology to tell this story was very interesting. I will say that. And this is coming from somebody who's atheist. So the only way to really understand what I'm saying is to watch it, because I'm telling you, when I first started, I was like, look, I just don't want to hear that Jesus shit. I really don't want to hear no Jesus shit. That's just me. So when certain things started happening in the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, I wonder where they're gonna go with this. But by the finale, I was like, okay, that was really smart. That was really cool. Okay, so yeah, no powers in this one either. The AI is really cool. She's fighting this AI, and there's also many other elements. I feel like this synopsis is not really doing the show justice, but there are many other elements, like when she's taking on the AI, when she's trying to fight against the AI, and seeing how powerful the AI is and how it gets things done by motivating human beings with certain prizes or certain kinds of status that's how the AI moves through the world. That's how the AI gets people to do things for it. And watching this character, Sister Simone, go up against it is really cool. It's really cool. Like I said, funny parts, comedic parts, but I think the emotional sides of this show is done really well. And I love the cinematography, and just the tone of it is once I got used to it. So let me know what y'all think of this. Please do not hesitate to update me if you end up watching any of these shows. Love y'all so much, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.